Hi there, tarot lovers. Welcome to this full moon on November the 5th. We have in England here fireworks and bonfires this night as we celebrate some pagan rituals. But anyway, let's dive into this 5-card reading. We've got one card that sets the scene, then 2 pairs which follow this. No major arcana cards, all about the minor arcana and something something maybe more experiential in nature, and I hope you can relate as I share a little bit about the wisdom of this card. Just come off the live meeting with a wonderful group of ladies. So the 3 of Cups is the indicator or the main card that this reading is all about. So it's all about finding the joy, finding love, finding more excitement, raising our cup. It's all about actively, consciously choosing to raise your vibration in community with other people, with the world around you. Not just one person, but a group of people. And somebody was sharing in the meeting that we just did, in the live that I just did, how this perfectly relates to getting together and having a dance with somebody with lovely music and raising that vibration. And there was such a perfect example of for me personally as well, because I love to dance, to get out and actually, you don't even need to know who that person is. You can dance with them, you can feel their energy, you can bounce off them, you can actively choose to excite and raise your vibrations together. That's one way. Obviously there's many ways to feel connected with people. Dance is a beautiful way with music because you don't have any words, so your head doesn't get involved, and so your heart is free to express itself in a better way, and you can emotionally raise yourself up and feel more connected to people that you might not feel connected to if they opened their mouth and told you what they thought or what they believe. But when our heads can get out of the way, then we can raise our vibration a lot easier. This world is in need of raising our vibration, so let's do it. There may or may not be some tricks and some obstacles that come in our way of doing this. One of them is whether we are willing to stand up. These 2 cards came out together. Let's show you them both. So we have the 7 of Wands and this reverse 9 of Swords. Are we willing to stand on that high ground where we feel like we are higher? Are we willing to stand up for our wand? Are we willing to get passionate and stay passionate for something? Are we able to feel our purpose, able to feel connected to our hearts and really feel that passion towards life, towards what we're doing, towards where we are and how we're living our lives, so that we can actually experience high vibration? Because the high vibration comes from when we're doing what we love, when we're actually following our heart and really walking our walk. And that might be different than everybody else. It probably should be different than anybody else. It should definitely have a big fat ugly flavor of you on it, whatever that looks like. And that might mean that, we're a little bit quirky, a little bit different, a little bit awkward, a little bit personal, a little bit individual, but we're doing our thing. When we do our thing, we can get excited. And the thing that's probably going to block us from that is any of the subconscious fears and the doubts and the anxieties and the insecurities and the lack of self-worth that all produces a fear to stand on that high ground and do our thing and walk our walk and be confident in who we are. And it's important to, I think, to recognize both what we're excited about, and at the same time be conscious about that resistance we have to stand on that ground, that resistance we have maybe to celebrate where we are and who we are. I know I have an issue with this. It's very easy for other people to celebrate me. It's not easy for me to celebrate me. It's very easy I think there's lots of people around me that are much better at really feeling the joy and letting go into that raising up vibration, whereas I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm a little bit more, and it comes from a fear of disappointment, because if you can get really excited, then you can then you can go really low. And I've had that since I was a kid, and I sometimes find myself still, even though I've been aware of it for decades, I still find myself caught in that trap of being reserved, in being fearful, basically, instead of going, hey, no, my truth is not fear. My essence is not doubt. My essence is excitement and joy and passion for life. That's who I am. Why shouldn't I share that? Why shouldn't I be that? Why shouldn't I maybe represent some of that excitement for life? Yay! There we go. Nearly let it out, but not quite. My goodness, it's getting too much. The next two sets of cards, before I start talking blah. This Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands reversed. And I think there's different ways of relating to these two cards, relating to the message that they bring. Let's imagine them as a pair coming together. There's this very grounded, rooted attachment story going on, and how I am very much the king of my kingdom, or I'm the ruler of my world, and yet I'm very trapped in the nature of holding on to my stuff, my things, my physicality. I'm very materially focused. I related this card because I do love this king. I think he's abundant, and when he comes up in certain circumstances, this can be a beautiful card of really holding on to what we love and what's important for us. And I still think that that's important in this message, that he speaks about hold on to what is really important in this physical world. Hold on to what is valuable, what is rich, what is healthy for you, hold on to those actions and that work that feels worth it. But don't hold on to what doesn't. Don't hold on to things just because you've been doing them forever. Don't hold on to something just because it feels like you should. Because he can be a little bit trapped in holding on to things because that's who he thinks he is, more than holding on to things because they're actually good things to hold on to. This is work habits. This is anything that we do and anything that we might be in any way. Because too much holding on will make it challenging to expand our thoughts into the realm of fire, where we can get so inspired, so creative, so innovative, so inspirational, that we can have ideas that will definitely lift us up, raise our vibration, and keep us in a high vibrational state. The one thing about this card, although there's the beautiful message of holding on to what is valuable and don't let go of what is, because that's a valid story. Because his message is, don't let go of what is actually valuable for you. But he has another message, is if you hold on too tightly to some things, it can actually restrict your movement, restrict your growth, restrict your ability to get up. This guy doesn't dance very much. Why? Because he's holding on to those pentacles, and he's got to be able to hold on to what's important, maybe like the idea of dancing, but don't lose that ability to get creative about it. Well, if I can't dance here, maybe I can dance there, just so that we can allow our minds to open to something new. The thing about the Four of Pentacles is that it's a very rooted, grounded, fixed energy which changes, towards which changes become a challenge. The other thing about this card is if we're too fixated in the materiality of our excitement, in other words, I can only get excited if I've manifest this and that and the other, and I have that amount of money and I've got all these things and blah, 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 blah. If our excitement is dependent upon what we can manifest physically and what we have manifest physically, we will never get inspirational enough to break out of physically ways of judging things and being subject to whether things are manifest yet or not. Because in reality, we might have a dream, but if that dream hasn't happened yet, and so we tell ourselves, well, because it hasn't happened, I can't get excited. Because it hasn't happened, I'm not going to raise my vibration. I'm only going to raise my vibration in the moment that I can see that I've actually achieved physical, material success. Thank you very much, blah, blah. This is a blockage to our mental creativity. This is probably why this card is upside down, because it's important for us to really acknowledge that we have to let fly. We have to let fly our mind as well as hold on to what's important and not necessarily let go of what's not. We don't need to just be random chaos. We need to hold on to what's important without necessarily letting that holding on be restrictive, letting it pull us down, or letting us keep ourselves judgment according to what has and what has not manifest in this physical world. So due diligence to your physicality, to what we're ready to do, but allow our minds to expand, and let's not judge ourselves and judge our lives, judge other people's lives from what they have manifest physically. Let's just see them for their high vibrational energy, and let's raise ours up at the same time. Let's see the beauty and see the inspiration that we can find in the world around us, so that other people can share that vision and share that vibrational inspiration towards life in general. This world is desperately in need of, all of us getting together and consciously choosing joy, love, excitement, and finding that not through denial of our fear, but through processing our fear. Not through ignoring our shame or our guilt or our insecurities, but acknowledging them and moving on. About finding our passion, standing up for it. We don't have to follow the crowd. We need to follow our own hearts. Let's follow our own hearts so that we can transcend all fears without ignoring them, without bypassing them. Acknowledge them, see the validity of them, but go through them, drop them, let them go. The 10 that follows the 9 is the death of those beliefs that keep us trapped anyway. So let's lift up our own personal life and raise the consciousness of the world around us by example. And when somebody sees us and they want to hold our hand, and somebody else sees us and they want to hold our hand, let's hold hands and raise our vibrations together. This world definitely needs it. Much love to you all.